The iPhone Air was one of Apple's most beautiful ideas and one of its most frustrating executions. It looked stunning, felt unreal in the hand, and then reality hit. The battery anxiety was real, and that single camera felt like a compromise no one wanted to make. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Now, if the latest rumors are right, the iPhone Air 2 could finally fix the exact two things that held the first one back. And one of those fixes might unlock something even bigger. When Apple launched the original iPhone Air, it was clearly chasing a different kind of user. Not the spec-obsessed power user, not the Pro Max crowd. This phone was for people who care about design, comfort, and portability, and Apple nailed that part. The problem was everything you had to give up to get it. Battery life was the biggest fear. A phone that thin naturally makes people nervous, and many just didn't want to risk carrying a charger everywhere. Then there was the camera. One lens, no real zoom, limited portrait options, it made the Air feel unfinished next to even the regular iPhone. According to a new report, Apple may finally be correcting both mistakes with the iPhone Air 2. First, the obvious upgrade, a second camera. That alone changes how people look at this phone. A dual camera setup means proper portrait mode, better depth, and some level of zoom flexibility, without forcing users to jump to a Pro model. It removes the feeling that you're paying a premium price for a stripped-down experience. But the more interesting upgrade isn't the camera, it's the display. Apple is reportedly exploring something called COE, color on encapsulation, for the iPhone Air 2's display. And yes, that sounds like peak tech jargon, but the concept is actually simple. Traditional smartphone displays have a separate layer just for touch sensitivity. COE integrates that functionality directly into the display itself, removing one entire layer. Why does that matter? Because it makes the display physically thinner and more efficient at letting light pass through. In a normal phone, shaving off a fraction of a millimeter wouldn't mean much, but the iPhone Air is not a normal phone. It's already pushed to the limits of thinness, and inside, nearly every bit of space is dominated by battery cells. Space is the most valuable resource here. By thinning the display assembly, Apple creates extra internal volume. That space can be used in two ways. One, they can physically fit a slightly larger battery, or two, even if the battery size stays the same, this new display technology is more power efficient. It can hit the same brightness levels while using less energy. Either way, the result points to the same outcome: better battery life. And that's the single most important thing for the Air lineup. The target audience isn't someone who wants a massive battery monster, but nobody wants a phone that struggles to make it to dinner time. If Apple can get the iPhone Air 2 to last as long as a standard iPhone, the biggest reason people skipped the first model disappears overnight. This also changes how the Air fits into Apple's lineup. Instead of being a niche design experiment, it becomes a legitimate alternative. You're no longer choosing between beauty and practicality. You get both. Personally, I think the first iPhone Air was misunderstood. In real-world use, the battery wasn't as bad as the fear suggested, but perception matters. When you're spending flagship money, you don't want doubts lingering in your mind about battery or cameras. If these rumors are accurate, the iPhone Air 2 sounds like the phone the first one should have been from day one. A dual camera system removes the feeling of compromise, and display efficiency directly targets battery anxiety, the Air's biggest weakness. Would I buy one? Right now, I'm more interested in Apple's upcoming foldable, but if the iPhone Air 2 delivers noticeably better battery life, I'd seriously consider upgrading. The design is already something I love. If Apple nails endurance this time, the iPhone Air 2 could easily become the default recommendation for anyone who values comfort and elegance over raw specs. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.